What's going on, YouTube? Ferocity here. I hope you guys are doing well. Season 4 is officially here, and yesterday Call of Duty dropped the patch notes for it. So what big changes are coming in Season 4? What is there to get excited about? Well, outside of the new content, which I would argue isn't even that special, there isn't much. I glanced at the patch notes as I usually do. I'm looking for something that's going to stand out at me. Something that's going to potentially define the season. Something that's going to showcase Call of Duty moving in a different direction. A direction towards player experience instead of engagement farming. But that's not what I saw. I also didn't see them acknowledge any of the problems that Call of Duty currently has. Nothing about stability, nothing about their terrible servers, nothing about matchmaking, and certainly nothing about the cheaters. Now I'll get to some of the negatives from Season 4's update in a second. But first, I do want to highlight this, because back in Season 3, I think it might have been Season 3 Reloaded, they added information to the kill cam to let you know what potentially led to you dying, which was actually a really good change. And one of the highlights I will bring up here for Season 4 is they've added more information to that kill cam info. They're letting you know more details of what led potentially to your death, whether it's unsuppressed weapon, you were pinged by a scout pulse, whatever it might be. That's good, because this will lead to less false flags for cheating, which is also good. Now, it's not the be-all end-all by any means, but at least it helps the player out. I think more information is better than less. But if that's all I can praise Season 4 for changing or improving upon, that's pretty bad. And that goes back to my initial assessment of Season 4 when it was released. When it was announced, I looked at this season as pretty abysmal. Middling at best. And that's not where Call of Duty should strive to be at all. When I compare this to Modern Warfare 3's seasons, it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, Season 4 of Black Ops 6 is better than Season 4 of Black Ops Cold War, or Season 4 of MW2. I'm not going to deny that. They've made strides to improve it from a content perspective, providing more content. But it doesn't feel like they're improving the game at all. If you go back and play Black Ops 6 right now, I doubt the game feels very different than when it released back in October. That's damning. It should feel like a different game that's been improved upon over the last 7 months, over the last 4 seasons. But it just doesn't feel that way. And it's really problematic that it doesn't feel that way at all. But nonetheless, hey guys, don't worry, there's more things to buy in the store. There's more skins than ever before. Please go buy the Battle Pass. Please go buy Black Cell. Please waste your money on this franchise that puts you last. That's right. Call of Duty puts their player last. The experience, the performance of the game, whatever it is, that's last on their priority list. Number 1 is trying to get you to spend money. That is it, and that is the end-all be-all for Activision right now. They want to separate your money from you and give it to them so they can stash it into the pockets of their shareholders. That's all they care about. And it's very apparent with Season 4. Because what have we been talking about throughout Black Ops 6's life cycle? Oh, there's problems with the matchmaking. There's problems with the hit detection. There's problems with the servers. There's problems with stability. The cheater problem is still as prevalent as ever. None of that is brought up here. Now, they might do things in the shadows, not talk about it publicly, and just make some changes, make some tweaks, and hope that the community doesn't really notice. Because what they want is they want your complacency. They don't want your criticism. They want you to sit there, be good little boys, be quiet, and never bring up the problems of the game. Spend your money, but don't criticize this product whatsoever. And it's a major problem. It really is. Because they should be openly talking about the server problems. They should be openly talking about the matchmaking issues. They should be more transparent with what's going on with the anti-cheat. But they don't do it. They do everything in the shadows, behind the scenes, so they can manipulate everything. They can manipulate the message more. Make you feel like you're in the wrong for critiquing a game that other people love. Heaven forbid you have standards that the game doesn't meet. Expectations that the game somehow cruises below all the time. It's embarrassing that they don't have somebody to come out and openly talk to the community. What happened to that position at Activision? What happened to that position at Treyarch? What, David Vonderhaar left and all of a sudden you're like, well, nobody really knows how to take insults on Twitter, so we're just not going to have a community manager anymore. It's a joke. We should be able to have clear communication from the developers, letting us know, the community, the people that pay their bills, the people that pay their salaries, what's going on with the game. But we don't get any of that. Heavens no. Why would we? They're the multi-billion-dollar company with all of the resources. Why would they ever have to communicate to us? We're the schmucks that are buying this. We're the schmucks that are spending our hard-earned dollars on this piece of garbage franchise. I look at Season 4 as yet another slap in the face to a loyal fan base, to a loyal community that just wants to see Call of Duty get better. Wants Call of Duty to be fun again. And honestly, I will give them this amount of praise. Releasing BR Casual is probably the most fun I've had in Call of Duty since the release of Cold War. Because it's actually fun and it puts player experience above anything else. That's a good thing. That's why people are praising it. But of course, why do more of that with Season 4 coming out? No, of course not. Make one good change for the entirety of the year and ride off that success? No, it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way. Like, we should be way more excited for these seasonal drops. We should be way more impressed by what they're doing, and we're just not. They're making more money than ever before, and yet somehow the quality of what we're receiving is worse than it's ever been. Like, imagine Season 4 is being sold to you as DLC. Would you spend $30 on it? Seriously. Is this worth $30? I don't think it is. 2 strike maps you're never going to play because everybody still only plays Stakeout 24/7. 2 very generic maps that are AI generated, I would argue. And then, of course, the return of Fringe. Nothing that stands out at me as respectable. And then in addition to that, all you're getting for zombies is the return of Grief, which is good, but is it worth $30? Of course not. So that's really what you have to ask yourself. At what point is what we're receiving worth the money that you used to spend on this stuff? Because back during the paid DLC days, they had to earn your dollar. And if they didn't do that, well then the DLC pack wasn't as popular, which meant less players were playing it, which meant it was kind of useless because the maps wouldn't show up in the rotation. So they had to earn that dollar by actually putting in effort forward. But not only that, when they were updating the game alongside of the DLC, you could tell the game was improving. You could tell the core bugs that were in the game were being worked on. Guns that were overpowered were being balanced. I don't really see that with Black Ops 6. I don't see the overpowered weapons really getting balanced. Now, honestly, I don't really care what the meta is right now, because the game's just so uninteresting from a gameplay perspective, because they've been focusing on all the cosmetics and all the extras and all of the middling events instead of focusing on the gameplay. And yeah, they do all these weapon adjustments, but really, what does it matter? What does it improve at the end of the day? It doesn't change the core problems that we've been talking about since launch. The spawns still suck. The game still doesn't perform well. The servers are still laughably bad. The hit detection is still grossly inconsistent. And of course, we still have a cheater problem that doesn't get talked about. But don't worry, I'm sure we'll get an update from Ricochet any day now, noting how many cheaters they have banned over the last 2 or so months. Great job. Clearly isn't working, because cheaters are not afraid of Ricochet, and Ricochet doesn't really seem to care that cheaters are running rampant in the game. It's as simple as that. But yeah, those are my thoughts on Season 4 so far. I'm going to play some of the new content. I'm going to try out Grief and Zombies. Maybe I'll have some fun. But I can tell you this. Actions speak louder than words. And when I look at what they've done to improve Black Ops 6 over the course of the year, it's next to nothing. They can say this is going to be the best year of Call of Duty ever. I have yet to see it. So that's everything I have to say about Season 4 thus far. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in that comment section. If you are interested in checking out the patch notes, I've linked both the Warzone and Black Ops 6 patch notes down below in the description. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos from me, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.